My first time visiting the center, I think I was amazed because one, the location that it has, I was really impressed by also the quality of students. I think that's one thing that when you get to the center, you'll appreciate the connection between the students and also the lecturers, the metalwork teachers, the woodwork teachers. It's an amazing experience just to be there and to experience the connection that they have. It's amazing also to see this year that there are also girls joining into the classes, and you can see them beaming, like excited, and they're rubbing shoulders with boys doing metalwork, doing woodwork. And I was like, this is brilliant. This is what the future should be about, when women can also be able to take advantage and learn and as well invest into not just their spaces but also into their families into the future.
My name is Kosigaga Puko Lucien, from Maingon, a village 200 kilometers from Bousse. I have a twin brother who went to school before me. My parents allowed me to go to school when my twin brother was in grade 3 primary school. And he repeated several classes till I joined him in grade 5. As I was passing into grade 6, my parents asked me to quit school as my twin brother had to repeat grade 5. I stayed with my auntie for 1 year without going to school. And when my twin brother finally passed grade 5, my parents asked me to go back to school. And I joined my twin brother in grade 6. In the end, I graduated primary school, and my twin brother didn't make it, and he then decided to stop schooling. My parents asked me also to stop schooling. I hated school since then, but realized later, I need to make a living with my hands. I was helping my grandmother to cultivate, but we could not make it. I heard about the center and decided to try it because I love practical work. Here, I don't pay school fees. I don't pay housing. I don't pay food. I'm thankful.
It is sometimes unbelievable to see in our local context how girls are victims of cultural selection and don't have access to school because families chose to educate the male child. That's why most girls, even underage girls, have become victims of forced marriages, domestic violence, exploitation, and human trafficking.
My father has 7 wives and 33 children. Some of us went to school, but in grade 3, I stopped school because my father refused to pay the fees. My father has preferences for boys' education. I realized I will not go to school anymore because my mother is so poor and can't pay for me to go back to school. My next option in my life is to wait for a man to marry me. It felt like the only option. Getting married without having a decent job to take care of myself and my children, I was sure that I would be a victim of domestic violence. When I heard about the center, I made the choice to join and learn masonry. Being here at the center is a real blessing, and I am thankful. The center has really impacted my life, and I'm happy to go there every morning. We got uniforms for free. We don't pay to study here. We are fed every day free of charge. We are clothed and we have safety equipment. I am thankful to the leaders of the center.
3 years ago, we welcomed our first batch of girls and women into our short-term electrical wiring program. We targeted school dropouts from impoverished backgrounds and some women who were facing social economic problems with no opportunity to make a living. We dedicated ourselves to teaching them, preparing them for a bright future, and even babysitting their children so the mothers could learn quietly. Fortunately, they all did well and are now fully employed with decent jobs.
Je m'appelle Kologo Alice. J'ai 28 ans.
My name is Kologo Alice and I'm 28. I'm married and a mother of 3. I stopped schooling in 2015 because I didn't do well and my parents couldn't afford to pay the fees. As a mother, it's not easy to resume school or attend a training center for a whole year. Sometimes I get depressed at the thinking of not having a diploma that can give me a job. I was home every day and it wasn't pleasant. One day I was listening to the radio and heard about the center and the electrical wiring program. I quickly applied for that short-term program. I was really interested and luckily I've been enrolled. I got trained and I really loved what I learned. I was dreaming to learn how to go up on poles to do wiring. After the training, I've been recruited with my other classmates to work as assistant electrician at the new airport. Thanks to the center, I now make a living and I'm able to take care of my family and my parents. I want to encourage girls in the construction trades because it can help them in the future.
Listening to the testimonies give us the confidence to be more open to girls' education. That's why last year we made a local campaign calling for girls to seize the opportunity to learn construction trades totally free of charge at our center. 9 girls ended up joining the center, 3 in masonry, 3 in woodworking, and 3 in metalwork. We expected more girls to apply, but we are not disappointed at all. Looking at the cultural barriers around girls' education and breaking cultural norms around women in construction trades, we are excited that they will serve as ambassadors in the communities around.
It is reported that 80% of a woman's salary goes back into developing her family and her community. And the potential is that if we can get more girls into the school, we'll actually get to see more growth in the next 5 to 10 years. The community will flourish. Why? Because women tend to take care of their families more. I think the center has the potential of helping reduce migration, not just migration, but also combat terrorism, because the reason why sometimes the terrorism is increasing is because people don't have anything to do. And the center is giving people skills to be able to actually not just sit on their families, but to actually go out and actually do work.
My name is Rodrigo Hamon. I am the firstborn in a family of 5. My father was struggling to pay my school fees. Each year, he sells his beans crops to pay for my school, and he leaves the house hungry. It was difficult for him to feed us all year long. I decided to quit school, leave the country, and migrate. Upon hearing that, my father got very sad. But since I've been accepted at the center here, my father is happy. And I'm very happy. My family couldn't afford to pay me for training like this. Even the nice clothes we're wearing, they could not afford. If I didn't get accepted at the center, I would have taken the illegal migration route at any price. I have seen some friends who came back empty-handed from migration. It is frightening. But here, we have safety shoes, I study, I eat and drink clean water for free. I could not afford it all.
One of the times I went to the center, we met a mom who had come in to enroll her 2 kids. This was like a month after the enrollment had already been done, and she was pleading and begging, please take my children so that they can also be part of the program. And I got to find out that majority of the children that are coming to the center are school dropouts, so which means most of either their parents or their guardians are not able to pay for them to actually go into the formal schooling system, which is still not expensive when you look at it from a money perspective, but the families don't have that money. So the fact that we are taking kids who do not have access to education and actually helping them with education, realizing that they actually had to learn theory, so the teachers go over and beyond, not just training them the technical skills, but also life skills. So I think the center and what you guys are doing is not just helping the children just to learn technical ability, but to actually grow and develop themselves mentally and also emotionally whilst they're at the center for the program that they are.
My father was a pastor, and life was not easy for us. His conversion to Christianity wasn't easy. He struggled a lot for his faith. He was excommunicated from the family when he accepted Christ. We moved to another village where he started his ministry. There, the villagers gave him an ultimatum to quit his faith or we will be banished from the village. He was poor. We didn't have a land to cultivate. We didn't have food to eat. He also couldn't pay our school fees. There was nothing we could do about it. My father then died of poisoning. It was very hard for us to survive. Our suffering increased. Thankfully, my brother and I got accepted here at the center. I know for sure, with the help of my teachers and the founders, I will be a wage earner tomorrow. Telling you the truth, there is a big change since I came here. I even gained weight here at the center. We were so poor. We even took a loan to pay for transportation to come to the center for the enrollment. At the center, we eat every day. We drink clean water for free. And best part of it, we don't pay fees to study. Life before my admission to the center was difficult. Here we learn and we practice. With what I learned, only in the first semester, I was able to get a short contract during the Christmas holidays in Ouagadougou. With the pay from that contract, I bought my first bag of rice for the family. We enjoyed it and we hope for more.
Our mission is to educate and capacitate our students to become competent in their chosen trades, and the process fight poverty, violent radicalization, and illegal migration by promoting employment and decent work for peace and resilience through vocational training. That's why we do more than teach them trades. First thing first, we give them the opportunity to hear the good news of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, as we meditate His Word every morning. We teach them life skills for success. We speak to them about the Labor Act, human rights, gender equality, peace building and conflict resolution, how to serve their communities, reproduction health, and we have good experts who volunteer to do that.
I'm Steffi Melina Cabre. I'm a human rights activist. I work for reproductive health, so I'm a reproductive health advocate. So if I'm here today in the center, is because I've been invited to share, discuss with the girls, and my small contribution to this wonderful project is to give them pads that they can use, and they will be free from the weight of menstruation for 3 years. And this is really great. We had a wonderful discussion with the girls. We talk freely about women leadership, about personal growth and everything. The wonderful thing with this center is that it has given those girls a purpose. Training them is like taking them from like taking them raw and give them the possibility to have a vision. Now when they sit and they see themselves in the future with a professional training that will give them a weight in life, we come with this discussion also to add them some personal growth, because having a training is just not enough. You have to have a vision. You have to have a why, something that will push you to go for that training. And by inviting me today to discuss with the girls, the management of the center has shown that they don't just want to train the girl, but they want them to take fully possession of the training they will have, to have a positive impact in their life. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful, because after discussion, most of them have told me that they want to be entrepreneurs.
We used to train only boys, but now we train boys and girls, and we support them differently. Within tradition and culture, construction, woodworking, and metal work are for men only, and for girls to join the center, they are like rebelling and going against the norms, which makes them rebels of sorts, and most times they are unsupported in their choice to join the center. So we have to take special care of them. We offer them housing if they live far from the center, and we give them a dignity kit. And we also invest time to continue encouraging them to not quit and be the best in their chosen trade.
For me, to know the center was a miracle. Actually, we didn't know. It is a non-profit training center. When my child became unbearable because of his bad company, I tried everything I can to make him change, but it was getting worse. Someone spoke to me about the center as the last hope for my child. Seriously, I thank God. I cannot thank him enough. I pray God to give back to all the donors. To educate a child is not an easy thing. The donor support goes above what we deserve, and it brings a big relief. For example, from October till now, our children have been totally transformed positively. To make it short, our joy is great. We cannot thank God, the center, and the donors enough. We hope they can go on saving our children because we live in a chaotic situation here. They all want to migrate because of the lack of opportunities. And terrorism is not helping. I traveled a long distance with the hope to get my child enrolled here.
For 10 years, the center has been a training hub for hundreds of vulnerable Burkinabe who learn construction trades. It all starts with Roger and Kristen Bast, a Canadian couple from Kitchener, Ontario. They are heaven sent, and they dedicated their lives to establishing the center. They work really hard with their friends, church, and family for the center to be what it is today. I also think of Terry Gray, Gary and Pauline Helsby, and many more who made the center a part of their lives. I want to thank God. I want to thank iTeams. I want to thank all our donors. We couldn't succeed without their generosity. They always make a big sacrifice as their contribution is vital to continue our important work. As you can see, their gifts and support have a big impact and help to further our mission. We are thrilled to work with them. Together, we are making a difference in these young people's lives. Thank you.